Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. I'm Christy Emmanuel, and this is GI. We are having our VOO presentation, and if you're hearing VOO for the first time, VOO is a project that is disrupting the aviation industry using blockchain. Think of what Uber did to the aviation industry. To the transportation industry. That's exactly what VOO is doing to the aviation industry. And today, we want to share with you all the information that you need to get started with VOO and how that can enable you position yourself for the next generation of wealth creating opportunities. So do well to get yourself ready, bring your journals or anything that allows you to capture your thoughts. We're going to be taking you in a deep dive of what VOO is, the VOO travel app, all the things you need to know to position yourself for the next wealth generating opportunity. To do this and lead us in this conversation is our coach. He has a ton of experience in emerging technologies, blockchain expert. He's a seasoned professional with over 15 years of experience in the maritime industry. And he is going to be explaining to us in plain English everything that has to do with VOO and how you can get starting today. So that will be all from my own end. I'll hand you over to Coach Itwen, and at the end, we'll come back for an interactive session. Coach Itwen, it's over to you, and it's good to see you.
Good evening once again, Coach Christy. Good evening, community. Confirm you can hear me?
You're loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. So welcome once again to another session with you. And I'm very glad to be sharing this information with you. But before we go ahead, it's important for us to understand that what I'm about to share with you has been the collective research over time performed by the mastermind of genius investors. The aim of this presentation is not to give you any form of investment advice. Whatever you can get, which of course is going to be a simplified version of why you need to take an opportunity, you're expected to do your own due diligence. And of course, reach out to those who invited you in case you have any questions regarding what the opportunity I've shared with you today. All right. So again, what's most important here is that this opportunity deals with a community, right? And this is called the .1 Cooperative. And most importantly, the purpose, of course, is to create an enabling environment, okay, where its members have the opportunity to get across to income and economic growth, okay? And the question here is, how do we enable the average person to invest, okay? They're not multinational investors, and how do we get all the benefits that the masses usually get, okay? All the advantages, okay, without the disadvantages of an accredited investor means that this opportunity I'm sharing with you is for everyone, right? Not definitely only the rich. Okay, so if you want to understand how this works, imagine Amazon, okay, where the initial pub available very, very early, okay, and so most people who had a lot of multiplying effect in terms of their income, in terms of their cash flow. Okay. And the thing is that if you not position yourself today to take advantage of the .1 cooperative, else will. Okay. And so again, okay. And so we are talking based on the value of the VOO project, which I'll be sharing with you. And so there are a lot of things that are applicable here that are going to take advantage of anyone who comes in take advantage of means you are early and you are taking a strategic position if you make an informed decision. So again, the cooperative it's based in the based under the European. Okay, so we definitely have a referral program which I'll be sharing with you as it's remember for every
I thought it was my own network.
I thought so too.
No,
Okay,
it's
let's
back.
give him some time. Yeah.
So you reach also cry. It's general problem.
oh so let me just put up the slides back up.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see the slides.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can see.
Fantastic. So sometime in 2022, okay, there was the launch, okay, of the market value product, which is the VOO flight, okay. And again, there was continuous extensive development of the app called VOO Travel App, okay. And we had sometime in January this year launching the app. Of course, this was available to the .1 members, which they had the opportunity to test the features, get registered, understand how simplified this project is and how it's going to upscale into meeting the demands of the world. Okay. And of course, in 2025 and going forward to 2028, there's an opportunity where we are going to have a public launch, of course, soft public launch of this app, which has already taken place, and then continuous activity going in this on this project, right? And then before before the next 3-4 years, you're definitely going to have the public launch of this app. If you can see, there's also a very, very important partnership that I'll be sharing later on the slides, which is definitely going to make this upscale a little bit shorter than we had probably planned, and which makes it better for us in terms of visibility to the world. Okay, so we are talking about VOO. Okay, the question you want to ask yourself, what is VOO? What is that thing that makes this opportunity, this opportunity click? Imagine yourself years back, okay, with the introduction of Uber, and you were being told there was an opportunity where you can participate in ownership of Uber, right? You would have taken that opportunity 10 years ago because, of course, you really have an understanding of what Uber is now. But let's look at an opportunity where land transportation has been expanded in such a way that it makes it easy for you not only to travel in the most comfortable way, but for you to also own that a part of that business. And that is basically what VOO intends to do. So you see what has happened in terms of land transportation. It is an opportunity right now in the aviation sector, and that is VOO. And so what is VOO aiming to achieve, right? It's aiming to take booking down to another level, leveraging technologies, especially things we didn't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago in the traditional way of doing aviation, right? So imagine where you have an opportunity that you can book fantastic flights, right, across the world without any hassles of the middleman or a booking agent. Imagine where you can travel to anywhere in the world you want to go to, right? And you can sit down from your comfort of your zone and make a booking just with an app. Have all this, okay? So, and we are not talking about us having the comfort of booking an app. We are also telling you that there's an opportunity where you also get rewarded for actually using an app to do your booking. I repeat it again. There's an opportunity right now for whatever experiences you want to go through in terms of visits, hospitality, and flying. You can do that and also get rewarded for doing that. That is what VOO is coming to change, right? In the traditional way of doing aviation, okay? And so we are showing people an opportunity where their mind can shift, okay? And it's not also about the old way of doing things. Is a way that will make all the experiences different from the constant way they've been doing this, okay? And there is only one ecosystem right now that can offer that, right? And what am I talking about? An opportunity for you to make bookings at the comfort of your home, right? With a lot of opportunities for you to express yourself in terms of travel and also get paid for doing so. So these two things you definitely do not have it right now, and VOO is coming to solve those problems. And how does it do that? Imagine, okay, let's take a look at people who are frequent flyers. So you're flying through British Airways, you're flying through Lufthansa, you're flying through Emirates. And what happens? As you fly constantly with them, you collect loyalty points from them, which is fine, okay, over the years. But the question is that you can only use these loyalty points with those airlines. You can't use it with any other airline. And again, you may notice that those loyalty points are untransferable, right? So it is either when you have to fly, and that is when you want to fly, that you can get to use that, which makes it very, very unattractive, okay? And again, let's talk about digital customer journey. So you have an opportunity where you want to travel, right? Your experiences are so disconnected, okay? I'm going for an event, maybe a soccer event, for example. I have to think about my local transportation within my country, Nigeria. Okay, if you're from Nigeria like I am, and then think of how I'm going to get
I think each one is breaking up.
Yes. So what's happening now? We need an assistant goalkeeper.
He's breaking up badly.
are being played. Think of how I'm going to book my ticket. So I'm thinking of booking my ticket for the food in France, wherever the finals are, and then also sorting out the local challenge. Make almost traveling a hell for currently being experienced in a centralized way, all to different places at this. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, I had a network challenge. Is my screen showing?
Yes, it's still showing. Go ahead.
All right, so confirm I can go ahead.
Yes, please.
All right. So apologies for that. Okay. So like I said, you had an opportunity where I have to do all these connections and the stress that have to come with it. Again, we're talking about technology. So right now, technology is used to solve a lot of problems, and we don't have that technology solution for the aviation sector, right? And so we're telling you right now that the introduction of the VOO travel app means that you already have a major opportunity where, of course, you can digitally conduct your experience digitally and solve your problems in terms of that experience you want to have for traveling. Okay, so like I said, I'm going for a football competition. I have an opportunity where I can say, all right, I want to do a booking by an app. I want to pay for my football ticket using the same app, and I want to fly. Okay, move from my location, from my house to the venue of where I want to. Remember that when this app is having this interaction with you, it is taking up your personalized experiences and developing them in such a way that it makes your travel experiences quite easy. And then last but not the least is that, remember I told you that there is an opportunity or there's a reward for me flying, right, using the app. And so a certain percentage of the flight ticket is put back as an opportunity for me to be handsomely rewarded. So I'm not only flying, right? I'm not only flying with the airline of my choice, okay, and getting the rewards, loyalty programs from them. I'm also getting rewards in a certain form of cryptocurrency, right? That enables me use that rewards to any other thing. I could use it to even book more flight tickets. I could use it to pay for hotels. I could even use it to buy food. The experiences are overwhelming, right? And this is currently not happening in the aviation space. So why does this thing make a lot of sense? Okay, let's take a look at travel. Okay, we are saying that the travel industry is bigger. Okay, aviation industry is bigger than the land transportation and pharmaceutical industry put together. And what are we saying? That as of 2023, the market evaluation, okay, or current estimated value was $9 trillion. So you can imagine $9 trillion in terms of travels. We are talking about air tickets, hotel reservations, a lot of things that happen with logistics around air travel, right? And the projections going forward as at 2030 is that the market growth is expected to grow significantly over the next 7 years, okay? And looking at 15 trillion projection. So the question I want to ask you, if you're a pioneer, right, in this technology that makes life easy for you while you're doing your travel plans and also get paid for having to do the booking using the app, what will be your percentage market share, especially in this growing potential of a $15 trillion projection, right? So let us say it is only 5% that you want to own, the 5% of the market share. That is quite huge when we are talking about the 15%, a $15 trillion projection for the next 7 years. So you can see that if you are a pioneer, right, or you are partnering with a pioneer in this, by the time the world wants to catch up, only 5% or let's say 5% of what the world of the market of the projections, right, where you want to capture the market, your own market share for who means that you would have substantially found an opportunity for you to have passive rewards just because you took a decision on a technology that is disrupting the current industry it's operating in. And we are looking at a 1 billion target audience. So again, everybody is constantly digitally using something, one way or the other. They've connected their lives digitally, okay? So we're looking at airlines expecting passenger numbers to double in the number of years. We are looking at, of course, it has to double with a certain reason. Are they traveling for vacation? Are they traveling for business? Are people moving cargo around the world? For every single thing, the world is constantly expanding, especially now that it is post-COVID, okay? And so the goal for the VOO is like, look, man, everybody is definitely going to be using the app the same way everybody is using Uber right now. Imagine you are in Nigeria like I am, you have over 3 to 4 competitions, right? You have Uber, you have Bolt, you have Easy Drive, you have a lot, right? And so we are saying that, look, man, in terms of travel, we don't even have any form of competition right now. And so if let's say we are going to have 100 million users around, and not users that are only going to traveling, but users that will also be going for events, users that will be planning their experiences all in one app, okay? We are saying that this app is definitely going to be the Amazon for flying, where it's a one-stop shop, okay? And so what are the travel solutions being provided right now? Gives you a wholesome experience, right? That takes into consideration what your challenges were in the traditional way of doing your flight bookings, okay? And then putting everything together in such a way that you have your research, you are thinking about where it is you want to go, you're thinking about the event, you also have your destination decision. Oh, I said that I want to go to France to watch the finals. I start to plan my booking. Of course, I'm searching for money and looking at the timing and everything. Okay. And then you're also looking at your trip preparation. You also have your journey. You go on, you visit the place, you have an opportunity in the app to share your on-site experience. And then this technology gathers all this information in order to do what? Give you an opportunity for what? Improvement in terms of feedback and the community. So you can see that there's an interaction between technology to make your experiences better, right? And this is what the VOO travel solution is all about. You also have the opportunity where you get paid, right, for flying. And why do I say this? Is that it has been designed in such a way via the assistance of the blockchain that is powering this technology, an opportunity for you to earn, right? So imagine you flying and you get paid for doing so. Imagine you sharing an opportunity with a friend. You say, look, there's an app I'm using. The app enables me to do my bookings. It's free of charge. I can just download the app online, right? And then I just do my bookings. And then, of course, it pays me in a certain cryptocurrency. All I need to do is have the right wallet in order to receive that. So there is that opportunity where you share it with a friend. And of course, anytime the friend is flying, you get paid for doing that, right? And anytime you fly, anytime your friends fly, for as many times as they want to fly, as long as the underlying blockchain technology is working consistently, you get paid for flying. Okay, which person in the world wouldn't want to love that, especially when it's hassle-free? I'm not telling you to come and pay any form of money. I'm saying just download an app that is definitely going to make your travel experience and that of your friends and family the best it's going to ever be. And then you just get rewarded every single time they use that app. That opportunity is there. So let's say you're not only a user, because of course, we are talking about traveling. There are those that are just interested in wanting to travel, but there are other set of people that are interested in, there is something that is making this travel experience worth the while. How do I participate better in that opportunity? And there comes the VOO City. Become a licensee for an airport. So imagine you having the ownership of Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, for example, right? And what it means is that for anybody that uses the VOO app to make their travel experiences fun, and they are terminating their destinations in Paris, it means that you own a certain percentage of the flight cost of all those persons that did their terminations in Charles de Gaulle, for example. There is that opportunity. What does this mean for you? Passive income as long as people are flying. Okay, so you can imagine the number, the throughput of annual passenger traffic every single year at different airports in the world. We are talking about over 5,000 airports captured into the VOO app, right? And so you can decide to go in there, purchase any airport you want. You can even put in houses there. And of course, people who will be traveling through the app, who will be living the experiences on the app, whether it is hotel reservations, whether they're going for events, whether they're traveling for just sightseeing purposes, once they do it through this app, you get a percentage each time they do so. Now, this is passive reward at work, right? You don't necessarily need to think too much in order to have to get this done, right? And then we also have, last but not the least, the integrated bookings for business aviation. And that is an opportunity where today you can do a private booking using a jet. Of course, you can understand the requirements if in the setting in the current traditional aviation industry, the hurdles in it you can take, or the hurdles that will be there if you want to have a private booking. Okay, you need to know some people, you need to have a lot of money, but of course, with the introduction of the VOO app, you can have your private booking done, and that is you sitting today in a private plane and flying to whatever destination you want to fly for just a rate that is what affordable by you and I. Okay, and so this is the VOO travel situation. Remember, I told you sometime that we had in the growing stage of this business, there was a certain partnership that came into being this year that has already expanded the frontiers of what VOO Travel can do. And that is a partnership with Amadeus, right? And that is the world's best GDS provider, okay? And so, like I said, a global data service provider is Amadeus, and they partnered with VOO. And why does this make a lot of sense, okay? Now, Amadeus is a global leader and has an unmatched market coverage. And we are talking about over 400 airlines with 99.9% uptime in terms of sophisticated pricing technology. Okay. Now, the partnership with VOO means that it is going to be delivering real-time global information, right? Of course, with superior fare options, there's also the opportunity for seamless bookings and capabilities that make your customer experience profitable, right? And so, like I said, this partnership was born out of the need, right, for an active community that is using the VOO app. So why you
I don't think I can hear him again. No. Lawrence.
Yes. So I'm back up, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, right. So that partnership has to do with the fact that the VOO.1 community is expanding and it is taking advantage of the fact that this new technology, like we said, is going to be disrupting the way flying is being done currently, right? So you can imagine a situation where if you're searching for prices right now to fly, okay, they don't have any other better way right now than obviously having to go through the middleman. Those options are no longer there, which means that every time you search for a price on the VOO app, you are getting the best service, you are getting the best information required for you to take a decision. And that is because of the partnership with Amadeus, right? You also have now more flight options available, meaning that a lot of people can say, look, I wanted to fly Lagos, Paris, right? But I don't want to even use Air France. I want to use Lufthansa. Oh, I prefer to use Lufthansa because I like the way they serve their things. I like the way they do. I like the routes. I may want to even stop somewhere in Germany or whatever it is, okay? You have more options right now on the VOO app. And for the first time in a long while, right, the VOO app can compete with the leaders, okay, in the market that already been there before VOO came in. And we are saying that today you have an opportunity where you can pay with crypto, right? You can pay your flight with crypto, and you have a rewards program that pays you. Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm having challenges. Okay, so I think I'm back up now. All right, so you now have an opportunity where you can travel and experience your journey and also get paid for doing so. So if you ask me right now, personally, what my choice is, I say that, look, man, this is the only option available for me right now where I can enjoy one as a passenger, right? Who wants the best user experience? And I can also participate in an opportunity to have co-ownership of this application. And so the game rapidly is changing right now in favor of VOO. A lot of people have money, right? They have money in crypto, right? Because they're looking for an opportunity to save, but they want to book a flight today. So of course they need to think about, oh, I need to convert my cryptocurrency into fiat currency, going through a centralized exchange. Of course, their charges are going to be there. Those charges can be high before they can now receive the fiat currency and now make a payment. All that is no longer available with the introduction of the VOO app. Because why? It accepts fiat payment. It also accepts crypto payment. So you can just do a straight swap of payment from your crypto account, savings account, straight into the app, and you have your flight destination and booked for you, okay? So all these hassles can be avoided by just having a crypto option in the app, which is available right now on the VOO, okay? And again, like I said, GDS can do a lot more than just focusing on flights. So it can provide you a lot of information that are travel related. So imagine information that contains pricing, scheduling of tickets, tour tickets, and scheduling of hotels, okay? Remember right now, a lot of people are not only thinking about flying, okay? So this may sound fantastic, but again, think about it. According to our roadmap, right, we said that we were planning to kickstart this hotel availability for some time early this year, but we're partnering with Amadeus, right? It came in quite earlier than we had anticipated, okay? And so currently right now, there is a work on, sorry, I admit somebody in the room. So there is a work currently right now that is making a bridge, okay, to connect us to hotel services. So we are not talking about only accommodation. We're talking about scheduling, pricing in the VOO app by summer this year. We are talking about between June and July, right? Because The good thing about this is that it's amazing, right? Because every single activity on the app not only generates reward for us, okay? Because remember, like I said, if you're using an app that solves a problem for you, the next thing you want to do is recommend it to a family or a friend, right? And once you are doing this, once there's this constant introduction, right? Saying, oh, look, I have something that's fantastic. I need you to go download it and use. These people now become your crew because, of course, you've experienced something and you're sharing it with them. And every one of them who utilize the app for whatever experiences they want to do so creates a passive income to you every single time they use the app, right? So imagine I have friends that are not always traveling long distance travels because, of course, when I'm going to tell them about VOO, they will see VOO as first of all, as a travel app, okay? And so they may be thinking, oh, I don't travel internationally often, right? But I love the app, but I'll see what else I can use the app to do, okay? So I don't have friends that are always traveling every single time, but I have friends that are traveling locally, okay? And so there's an option in the app where right now you can fly locally. And not only that, imagine where a friend who wants to go with his family within the same country wants to have a travel experience for, let's say, traveling for an event. He's going for a festival somewhere within the same country, and he decides to go into the app and see that, oh, the festival options are open, right? There are hotels available for the person to book within some 300 meters or even a kilometer around where the person is having that festival preparation. The person can decide to use the VOO app and have this booking done, right? And of course, again, the thing here is that as long as the person is using the VOO app, you get paid for doing so. So if you understand this, it now means there's a win-win for not only VOO, for the community and for Amadeus, right, who is providing this service, okay? So currently right now, Amadeus has access to over 700 properties available for reservation, which means that once the bridge that they have been building is complete, the VOO app right now, once you log into the VOO app, there's that potential for you to see over 700,000 hotels available to people who want to book around the world. So you have friends in your local environment, you have friends in your international environment. What stops you from showing them this application that can make booking experiences the best for them, right? And so, like I said, not everybody will be booking flights, but some people will want to book hotels. Some people want to make time out for their families, for vacation, for different things, right? So it's an amazing opportunity where you are sharing you're sharing this information with them, and it's generating what? Passive income from you, right? It takes nothing, like I said, to build your crew because you're only telling your friends and your family that, hey, look, I have an app that makes wonders, right? So imagine if your family 5 years ago wanted to come and visit you, or your friends wanted to visit you, you tell them, look, go and download the Uber app. This is my location address. Put it inside there, and it's going to bring you from wherever you are to where I am today. There is that opportunity right now in aviation, and it's not only for flying, for hotel bookings, for events creation, and all the other opportunities that come with experience in terms of flying, okay? And so, like we said, the big surprise and attraction currently right now is in the fact that you can pay for tours and attraction events on the VOO app. And if you're not flying, if you're going to be driving there, remember this app has already interacted with your friends and families, right? And so originally planned, right? Like I said, you deciding to have an experience for in terms of attending an event, because of course, like I said, our maison of the aviation is where VOO is planning to go to. So there is an event happening today in Dubai, right? I decided I want to go for this event. I'm looking at the hotel closest to the event, and I want to fly to this place. All these are available on the VOO app. Whether I want to visit go to Egypt to visit the pyramid, I want to attend exhibition in Italy, or whatever it is right now, this app can handle all this, okay? So imagine from January 2025, when we did our launching, first it was just flights, okay? Now we're expanding beyond hotel bookings, okay? Because of course, some hotel bookings even have loyalty programs, which means that you can stay at the same hotel every single time, earn money from the hotel in terms of a rewards program, and also earn money for flying using the app, right? And so, like we said, at this point in time, there is an opportunity for expansion, which is happening globally, and you can take advantage of that opportunity. So you would always be a user first, right? Because of course you're coming into to understand and use the app to solve your problems in terms of flying. But if you decide you want to share it, of course, in Africa, like where I am, we have an opportunity to always share information that is good with friends and families. And once you do that, you get paid for doing that. You get rewarded for doing that. So there's always a referral commission that has a certain level of tiers, and there's always a performance bonus that is there. So this is just a summary of it, okay? We have a different presentation that expands more on this if you are actually interested in doing so. But again, there is something that is quite good and you're sharing with your friends and family. And VOO is telling you that, look, okay, the best way of showing somebody something is you actually using it and sharing your experience with them. And for doing that for us, because we are not advertising, you get paid for doing that. Once and each time that application is used, imagine in the next 7 years what happens when you're using the VOO app, okay? Imagine that where in your location right now, for every Uber trip you book or every Uber trip your friend books, you get rewarded for that trip. Whether they are coming to visit you or they are going to visit somebody else, you get rewarded every single day. The passive income coming from this is mind-blowing, right? But not to even think about that, just think about it in the aviation industry, where millions of people are flying each day, and those millions are connected directly or indirectly with you or with friends of friends, okay? So this is available right now. We'll share this in a separate presentation if you're interested to know more about that, okay? And so last but not the least, like we said, for every project that is solving problems currently right now, okay, there's an underlying technology behind that. And that underlying technology is the fact that, look, currently today, there's a digital ecosystem, right, that gives you the access to a lot of this, okay? And that digital ecosystem is the Zenic ecosystem, powered with the use of the Nomo app. Remember, you'll be receiving rewards every single day, okay? So you have the blockchain delivering those solutions that enable rewards being given to people instantly. So as long as people are flying every single day, there are rewards that are generated to people who had introduced them to that. Of course, you need a blockchain technology that can do this at the speed, right? Faster than what the traditional way of doing business is. And also a wallet that is ready to receive these tokens every single time the rewards are being paid. That is being powered by the Nomo app running on the Zenic blockchain, okay? So the question is that why would you want to invest today? Okay, so you have the opportunity. If you're listening to this call today, you have the opportunity where you have the early bird advantage. And that means that you are strategically positioning yourself today if you decide to take an opportunity to do what? Have this VOO app and share this VOO app with friends, okay? You also have an early stage opportunity where in a rapidly growing environment, right? Technology is expanding rapidly per second, okay? So a lot of people who will discover these technologies will be flying, okay? A lot of people that discover these technologies will want to become investors in one way or the other, which I've shown you in earlier slides, okay? So imagine the potential of 1 billion travelers globally, okay? Of course, with a clear roadmap that I've shown you, where user interaction will always become part of their experience, okay? There's that huge market potential. Of course, we still talked about $15 trillion and imagining a project first of its kind, the market share valuation with just only 5%. With just only 5%, that is a lot, okay? So think about 5% of $15,000 and imagine a business that has that kind of revenue in terms of the market valuation in the next 6 to 7 years. Imagine if you're a co-owner of that business, okay? You can take that decision today, right now, by taking an action. We also have an engaged community that will always be increasing every single day, okay? With the use of the app. Everybody is almost using Uber, Bolt, or whatever traditional advanced road transport system that they have currently right now in the world across different locations, okay? The opportunity is present today in the aviation industry. Last but not the least, you are looking for an opportunity where you want to take a decision in terms of passive income. VOO Travel App has the least exposure, right? In terms of improving management, in terms of a team of expertise, people who have sat down and thought about this app. So your entry level is what? Little minimal risk, where all you need to do is what? Take an advantage, whether it is you want to own an airport in terms of licensee, you just want to use the app in terms of being a user, or you want to have passive income by generating rewards from people who go to various hotels around the world to stay. All that has a low entry level when you decide to take a decision with VOO Travel, right? And so last but not the least, like we said, you've listened to this opportunity, you can decide to take a decision now. If you've been sitting on the fence, I hope I've been able to tell you that, look, you have that chance today to become a user of the app and get paid for doing so, or become an investor where you earn passive income from every other person that is using this app, whether you know them or you do not know them, right? And that is, first of all, you being a member of .one community, where, of course, you come in with €100, okay? And then you have access to a lot. And those access that you have to a lot means that you have discounted opportunities for getting what? Licensee of an airport, major airports in the world, ownership of buildings that can be put or can be positioned in different airports or different cities in the world. You have that opportunity. You also have an opportunity to become a VOO Gold member, where the purchase of the hubs gives you, first of all, gives you constant reward in terms of percentages of flight tickets around the world being paid to just a few selected few, just 500 persons who are VOO Hub members. You have an opportunity to earn 1% on the flight tickets generated worldwide using the VOO app. These are various opportunities where you can decide to take a good step in terms of positioning for the future. Remember, we are talking about the next 5 to 6 years, an expansion in a technology that is definitely solving problems for people, right? The question you want to ask yourself is that if you've never seen any other opportunity in the world, if you have taken a look at the history of Uber, what is stopping you right now from making that choice? Again, like I said, for me, that opportunity exists where I can combine my day-to-day job, right, with residual income. And residual income comes from the fact that there are people today who are traveling around the world that I do not know, but are using this technology while I'm seated here having this presentation, okay? And for the fact that I can share this with my friends, with my friends and family, with little hassles to solve their own day-to-day problems, means that what? Means that I keep generating passive income from sharing an opportunity with friends and families. And currently, right now, I'm a member of VOO1, a first officer with VOO.1, right? I already have, and I've taken an opportunity where I said to say I want to own ownership of airports, selected airports around the world, where for anybody in the world traveling and terminating their flights at the airport, right, I earn passive income. I also have taken advantage of the fact that there are people today who are looking for experiences in different countries, whether it's for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, or even for a day, right? They're definitely going to look for hotels, they're going to look for spas, they're going to look for eateries, they're going to look for exhibitions in whatever part. I've positioned myself strategically to say that, look, if these guys are deciding to stay in a hotel, fantastic. As long as it's any city of my choice that I have positioned those properties right there, those NFTs I share with you about, I earn passive income for them. I don't need to know them. That is the beauty of the technology, and they will do what? Continue to generate income for me. So you can see that I already have a mix with what I love to do in terms of my work, and then passive income via technology that gives me that enabling environment to do what? Show people an opportunity where they can change their experiences for travel and then earn reward for doing so. So I'm happy, my friends are happy, VOO is happy, everybody is happy. So once again, thank you very much for this opportunity and this presentation, right? And I look forward for you to take a decision today, right? Go ahead. So over to Christy. Good night. Coach Christy?
Yes, thank you so very much, Coach Itwen, for that brilliant and amazing presentation. Thank you for opening our eyes to into the future and what the aviation industry holds for us, courtesy of the VOO project. I just want to add that VOO is building an ecosystem around the tourism industry. So just think of it as the Amazon of the aviation. I mean, when you go to Amazon, you can see all kinds of stuff and you can make your purchases. And guess what? You take your referral link and you hand over to someone because you made purchase of a certain item on Amazon. The person makes the purchase with your referral link, you also get to earn. So VOO is demystifying everything around tourism, aviation, flight booking through the VOO app, and everything that happens in travels, and it's such a fantastic thing to hear, right? Aviation is such a big industry. It's an industry that contributes more GDP than the automobile and the pharmaceutical industry put together. And it's been projected to contribute about $6.3 trillion, to the global GDP by 2030. Imagine that VOO is able to capture just 5% of that, capital, of that value, of that business volume. What do you think how do you think it's going to translate to value for each and every one of us? Where do you see this company being in 2030? It's about positioning. I mean, Uber was launched some years back. That's about 15, 16 years ago, right? Around 2009. Today, the share price of Uber is about $90, just by positioning. People who took early advantage, of that particular business, I'm sure are smiling home every day. So what we are discussing with you is about the next move in wealth creation and how we as individuals can position ourselves leveraging aviation industry. And like Coach Itwen said, the risk is very minimal because it's not dependent on you bringing in money as it were. People are using services that is a human need. People are traveling. Movement is a human need. People are just going to be moving. And so positioning ourselves through the different products and services within the VOO ecosystem allows us tap into these generational wealth creation opportunity, and we invite you to it. So all you want to do is get back to the person who shared this invitation with you to help you get started. And once you've done that, you'll be able to see for yourself the different opportunities out there, products or services you want to align yourself with, and then you can start your journey today. So thank you so very much for that in-depth analysis and, of course, opening our eyes into what's happening. And now it's time to get your feedback. If you're listening, you have a question, or you want us to throw more light on any part of the presentation, this is a time to do so. Feel free to put your questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and speak. Kenneth already left us some feedback. He says, thanks, Coach Itwen, for the presentation. Please, do I need a link? Do I need to link any tokens to my VOO house before it will become functional? Coach Itwen?
Okay, no, no.
Coach Itwen, you're breaking up.
Once you have a VOO house, you need to, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
you
you
were
hear me?
breaking up earlier. I hope it's not
Oh,
bad.
no.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Confirm you can hear me. All right. Okay. So, all right. So, you need to link any tokens to okay. So once you have purchased your VOO house, right? Houses in you.
Coach Itwen, are you still there? Wow.
Place, house, and then to ask you to bring out a list of where you want to put your house. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, but you were breaking up badly. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just swap my network. So, like I said, if you have on the VOO shop is a web on the Nomo app. So once you go to the VOO shop, on the menu, you go to look for the VOO house. You see houses, and then you see your houses that you have purchased. Okay. If you've not placed them, you see a button that's under the house asking you to place the house in a location. So you look for the various cities you want to put your houses in. Okay, so that's a there you can take a look at the passenger throughput in where you want to put your houses in, because again, any hotel or any city where you put your house in generates rewards for you. Rewards based on the flight tickets that terminate at that city, and also those that have hotel reservations in that city. So once you put it in that hotel, the system and the blockchain recognizes that you have already kept this. An important thing, once you have selected a city, you can no longer change that. Okay, so you have to think well, do your research well, where you want to position your house in a city in order for you to take advantage of the full compliments that come with that. So you don't have to link any tokens to that. Additionally, your VOO house is like a VOO hub, it's like a VOO hub, right? So it's minting tokens for you every single day. So you're not only enjoying the benefits of passive rewards coming from flight tickets and accommodation bookings in that city, it's a VOO hub on itself that is minting VOO tokens for you. Of course, you can use these VOO tokens in future when the value of the VOO shares keep increasing and rising. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you so much. And Kenneth, you can give us your feedback. Okay, he says yes. All right. Any more questions as we wrap it up for today, or contributions? Lawrence?
Yeah.
Any
Okay.
parting words from you?
Okay. So thank the presenter for the efforts to demystify the deal, despite the challenging network that we unfortunately have today. And generally, all has been said. So by way of parting words, VOO is one of those companies you don't want to miss, because it's the first in the aviation industry doing to what Uber has already done to taxi. VOO is doing it to aviation, and VOO is number one. And VOO is distributing it, it's chop by chop. They are distributing all the deals in a way that if you hear about it now, you can participate. Sometime in the future, the deals would have been finished, because there's a limited number of airports in the world. There's a limited number of VOO tokens you can get through the VOO hub. So the VOO hubs are limited, they are not endless. There's a limit to the number of a lot of things that can be done here, including the VOO Gold. Okay? The VOO Gold is like a shareholder. It's just that the shares are put in a pool. The benefits are put in a pool. Only 500 people will share it. This kind of opportunity that want to take over the aviation sector. And everybody is traveling. So if 5% of the world population travel through the VOO app by booking their flight, that's more than enough to, consume everything, that is, bring to success everything VOO has promised. Only 5% of passengers globally is what VOO needs to be super extraordinarily successful, just like Uber. Do you know that Uber is successful, but it doesn't have much passengers globally? Just a few persons, a few millions of passengers. You can go and check it out. So opportunities like this, where technology is taking over things, should not be missed. I've taken a position, and we have also attracted one of the best service providers in terms of data, aviation and travel data, called Amadeus, Amadeus. You want to check them out. If you're listening to my voice, ask Google now, Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus. Amadeus has partnered with VOO. That speaks volume. So the question you want to ask yourself now is that, do you have a VOO hub? Are you a VOO Gold member? Do you even have the VOO cooperative membership yet? What are you waiting for? Do you have enough money already? The VOO token has not been listed, though. So imagine that it's listed for just $1 or 50 cents and it starts rising. Okay? So there are things like this that when you hear that is the first time, don't delay, because this is legal, credible, is regulated, and we're talking about aviation money. Passengers are the one contributing to our income. So that's what I have to add. If you are listening to this, you better make hay while the sun shines. And if you have already taken a position, There's still more you can do. You can increase your position. Aha. So that's it. My name is Lawrence, and I felt I should contribute to this. I've been in this deal since 2022. Yes, I took a position in 2022, and I'm here till now. And if you come in now, you are coming in early still, because you are coming in when everything is on the front burner. There's a website, the app is working, there's Amados as a partner, the hubs are maintained, everything is proven. All right, so that says a lot. Thank you, and I think a word is enough for the wise. Thank you, and hand over to Christy.
Yes, thank you, Lawrence, for sharing all that with us, giving us your perspective. And that's where we draw the curtains for today. Thank you for joining us. Remember, we do this every Monday. So you want to save the link, this particular link, and of course, mark your calendars for 8 p.m. West African time, Mondays, where we share with you business presentations, demo sessions, Q&As, the compensation plan presentation. So you can expect all that happening every Monday, and you want to join us. Thank you, Coach Itwen, for sharing with us from the wealth of your knowledge, leading us to today's conversation. Hope to see you again. Lead us next Monday. And of course, we need to see more people joining us in these sessions. So let's do well to invite our friends, people who need these constant flyers, people who know those who also fly always. That way we can build a robust ecosystem and of course, a big community and of course, benefit for doing so. Thank you. It's been—
Right, Christy, before you run away, can I add one word?
Yeah, please.
Okay, just a very quick one. Is to remember that the VOO program is a product-backed program. Most of the programs on the blockchain are not backed up by products. This is a product you can feel, you can see, you can actually interact with. So it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. That was a powerful addition. Thank you so much. On that note, we call it an evening. Thank you and see you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Yes, so and thank you, Professor. Bye.